I don't think women are given informed consent when they get an abortion. I don't think they quite understand what they are doing in most cases. And I think it's also somewhat deeply destructive if we're trying to make the country more pro-life, to like your opening argument being like, we want to go lock women up in jail because they got abortions, many of the time under pressure, being paid for by somebody else, so on and so forth.
Well, that's not true. As I mentioned, only 1% of women, according to a 2004 Guttmacher study, said that their parents, partner, or husband wanting them to have an abortion was the primary reason that they did it.
Okay, I'd have to look more into that. I mean, I guess in a perfect world, if a woman gets an abortion in Michigan, what do you think should happen to that person?
Yeah, so if a bill of equal protection has already passed and didn't give the mother special murder rights, then she is willingly breaking the law by murdering her child, and she should be prosecuted for murder.
Yeah, again, I don't share that view, and that's fine. I think that the abortionist is the one doing the murdering, and in some case, the woman knows what she's doing. In many other cases, she's not given informed consent. But also, this is a little bit of a superfluous argument, because we're in Michigan, where I think they just passed abortion into the Constitution, right? And so, I mean, at some point, this is like a hypothetical argument that is so far distant. Like, maybe let's talk about first, I don't know, repealing back some of the most aggressive pro-abortion policies in our country, right? Well, and just to be clear, your position does turn off like millions of people just from your opening salvo. That makes us seem like insanely unreasonable, as if we're like all of a sudden not going to lock up women many of the times who have no idea what they're doing in vulnerable positions. Again, I actually, as a pro-lifer, have a heart for women that get abortions most of the time, because I think they've been lied to by an abortion industry, be told that it's just a clump of cells and not a human being. Whereas, I'm not trying to criticize you, the way that your approach comes across is like, let's just say, charitably very cruel to a young woman, where she just hears, you know, she's going to go to jail if she gets an abortion. Do you think that's going to make the country more pro-life, your perspective?
So a quick follow-up on that. So I would agree that we can take the political realities into account when trying to form policy and laws. So if, for example, you're in a state, and for like Oklahoma or Louisiana, where you have a pro-life majority, and you think to yourself, okay, we could pass a bill of equal protection, but if we do that, we might see a backlash in the next national election. That's a political calculation. I'm fine with people making that. But my disagreement with you is it doesn't seem like this is a political calculation, but rather a moral judgment that these women are victims and not murderers.
I actually think they are victims. We just disagree.
Okay, so what evidence could persuade you?
Well, nothing that you cited, but just anecdotally, when anecdotally, which does form opinion, and I'd have to find more data, I know women that I've met that have gotten abortions almost always have a second or third party assisting, subsidizing, or notifying them in doing that. Secondly, a lot of the women that have abortions, they're filled with regret, because many of the times of the people I've met, maybe you have different experiences, they say, if I would have known the complexity of what that actually was a human life, they would have maybe made a different decision. So we just disagree. I have a different approach, and thank you for your time today. You tried to change my mind, but you did not. Thank you.
Can I have a hat?
Okay, sure. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Yep, thanks.